So step one is to create an account. So from the homepage, click join as an organizer. You'll be then prompted to add your name, which is obviously your name, your email address and a password. And I'm just going to use the one that my phone recommends. Click sign up. And then there you are. You've created your account. So the first step is to add your organisational details. Now this will either be your club or fishery name. So if an angler searches for matches in the area, these are the details that are going to be on the profile. So it's important that you fill in as many of these as possible. So click on the organisation details button and then you can add a cover photo and a profile photo, and I've quickly done that. Next, you go through and add your organisation name. So this, like I said, it's going to be your club or your fishery name. And then select what it is. You can add a short description. I've just copy and pasted it from the website rather than have to rewrite it. You then add your phone number. So this is the number someone would call should they want to contact you about an event. Your website, obviously. And then you can also add your Facebook and Instagram. So you can either do this now or you can come back later on and add them. So when you're done, click save and that's it. You've added your organisation details. The next step is to add the venues and waters where you hold matches. If you're a fishery that runs your own matches, then you'll simply need to add your own fishery details here again. This is a duplicate from the organiser details, but you'll only have to do it once. If you're a club that runs matches at different venues, you can add all of them here. Once you add a venue, it is saved in the system, so you only have to do it once. So from the homepage, click Venues and Waters. Your first time you'll be prompted to add a new venue, so click that button. Once you have added a venue in the waters, they will be listed here should you want to make edits in the future. So first add a cover photo and a profile picture. Again, when people search for matches, these are the kind of images they're going to see to encourage them to come along. So it's definitely worth doing. You then add the venue name. Remember, if it's a fishery, this is your fishery name. If you're a club that hosts them at different venues, you add the venue name here. A description, again, you can either just copy and paste this from the website or enter it again. Enter the address. This just pulls straight from Google Maps. So as you start typing, that will populate. Now the sat-nav postcode, often this is different to the actual postcode. I think we know that. Any specific directions, we know finding fisheries can be difficult. The specific venue for that fishery, the email address for them and the website if you know it, if it's not your actual venue, and then all the details. Then you can add the water for that particular fishery. So you can see here, I'm just going to add the test water. For an example, what type of water that is, how many pegs. The pegs is also how many people can enter the match, the fish types, and then you can click update. Now, lots of fisheries have more than one water. So if you scroll to the bottom, you can see the waters at the venue and you can choose to click and add another water. So if it's a big fishery with lots of different waters, you can add them all here once. And then when you come back to the app again, they're all automatically saved. So to add the details, there we go. If you go to the bottom, you can see that waters at the venue have been saved. So then click save. And there you go. You've now added the waters and venues of your matches. So now you have the organiser, venues and waters in the system. The next step is to create your first match. So click the match button from the homepage. First, you'll be prompted to add a new match. When you have more matches in the system, you will see past matches here and be able to see the details, winners, etc. So it really does act as an organiser as well as a promoter. When you're ready, click the Add a New Match button. As on all profile pages, you'll have the option to add a cover and a profile picture, and then you have to select the venue. And when you click this will be the venue that you added on the previous step. But all of the people that are using the app, their venues will be here as well. So make sure you search through just in case the venue that you're looking for is already in the system. So go through and find your venue. Next, if there's more than one water at that venue, you'll be prompted to select which water you'd like to fish at. And then go and add the details like the match name, description, the meeting point, is it the car park, the cafe, just to help give people a bit more direction, the match type, then obviously draw times, start times, all those kind of good details like that people need to know to be able to join a match. And this is obviously what they'll see when they search for matches in the area. So then once you get to this page here, you'll see your match is already there, so you can click and edit it if you want, but if you're done, just click back and there you go, you've created your first match. What you will see now though at the top of this page is slightly different. You'll actually see a button where it's the details of that match. So 24 hours before your match, you'll have a button appear at the top of the app. So when you are ready, you would click that button, you go to add the details. So that's what we're going to do on the next step. So before we move on, let's have a look what the anglers would see now you've actually created a match. So what an angler would use, or you can use as well, is this search for matches button down here. So if you click that, you can see you can either search by address, venue, date range, and you can set the distance. So let's search for an address, a postcode, and let's put in a date range. Now I'm going to put a date range in that I know I can find some matches. And then we click search, and you can see the pins appear on the map with the fish where they are, but they're also listed down here, all the matches that are on in that local area. So then if you clicked through to that, these are the details that you just created. So you can see the image is pulled here from the match, so the profile and the header image, and these are all the details of the meeting point where it is. You can see you've got the venue details here, and you can click to see more venue details should you want to, and then you've got the organizer details as well that would click through. So this is what your match will look like. Now people can't book on the matches through the app. All they can do is find out about them. So they would still either contact you or turn up on the day to join the match. So don't worry about loads of people joining through the app. This is more just the awareness. They will still have to come and sign up with you on the day. So 24 hours before any match, you'll see this appear at the top where it's actually got the details of the match. If you've got more than one match coming up, it'll appear up there. So what you do to enter the details of the match, you click through, and what you'll have is your competing anglers, or you can add new anglers. So the competing anglers are those who you will have added previously or who have registered at other events through the app. So we can go through here and say we want to add this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. And then we click update. And let's say we wanted to add a new angler. So all we would do, so if someone appears on the day, you just click add a new angler. We would add him in here. You click, we can add the date of birth, just so he's a young lad, and a telephone number. And save it. And then he would appear on here. So let's say we've added all the anglers, and now we want to go through and add their weights in. So let's say this first guy here, Billy Corns, we come to him as we walk around the lake. You click that, and you say he was in peg number 1. If you have sections, this is where you can add the section. So let's say it was section C. And you have the option to add the weights for 3 different nets, because obviously some commercial fisheries, the catches are so big, there's more than one net. So net 1, let's say he had a pretty bad day, 4 pounds, 2 ounces, 3 drams for the canal fisherman. And we can set that. And you have the option to edit the baits and tactics. So, and the reason you do this is when it comes to the results tables, you can actually see what weights and what bait and tactics that person used. So when you've done, you click save, and you can see he's added in there. And let's say then you come through to the next person. And again, you just add what peg number, what section, and let's say it's 2 weights. So let's say this weight was 80 pounds, and then he had another net. This guy had a really good day. Bait and tactics. Let me click save, and you can see that has added the 2 nets up as you go around. So then you just walk around, and there's no save button on here, because what happens is After the end of the match, you then have up to 24 hours to go in and adjust anything, just in case anything wrong happened or you need to make any changes. But after 24 hours, it will automatically submit to the system. So when you're ready, just click back, and you can see here in the top, it'll say you've got less than 8 hours to submit those results. That's it. Your results have now been entered. So the final step is a results table from all these matches. So from the home page, click on the button called Matches, and that will pull up all the matches that you have stored. And you see the first one here, the one that we've created as a test. If you click through to that, what you'll then see is all the details of that match, and you can click to see the full results table. And what this will show is give you a social media friendly way of sharing the results. So you can see for the demo, there are only 2 anglers, but you can scroll through and see the weight, the peg, the bait and tactics, and all the details of that match. But more importantly, you've got all those social media share buttons across the bottom, so people can really get other people that wouldn't typically be interested in fishing involved. The other interesting thing that we've started to do here is a country-wide results table. So from the home page, you can scroll to the bottom and click match results. What this does is compile all the results of all the matches that happened that week to show people where they fared against everybody else. So you can see they've got the first angler and the name. You can add the sponsor, the club or fishery, the net weight, the total weights. You can see the actual match, so if you wanted to click through and see the details of a specific match, you can go and do that. The match type, date, duration, all this other stuff here. So this is just a bit of fun. Again, very social media friendly. You can see all the icons across the bottom.